Hey, what's going on everyone? I hope you all are doing well. In this video, I'll be going over how to get into much better and playable servers in Apex Legends Season 18. Now, a ton of players don't actually realize that the server that they are playing on can really have an impact over their experience they get while playing the game. And most also don't know that changing your server is incredibly easy. It just takes 2 clicks and you're all set. Some servers are just better than others. Apex will automatically connect you to the closest server. However, that might not be the best server for you. Changing your server to one that isn't even that far away can really make the difference. I know that lag can be a super huge issue for players, and that's why many don't try to change their server, even though their home server, if you will, is already super broken and laggy. And I think that's just an Apex server thing. If you go to a server that isn't that much farther away, you probably will experience close to no lag. And on top of that, I found servers that are halfway across the world from me, which actually run with no lag. But without further ado, I'll be going over the best servers I've found to play on. These servers can range from having a good player count, so there's plenty of other players for you to match up against. That way it's a fair match instead of just having a limited player base and having bronze go up against predator. And surprisingly, there are servers that are just sweatier than others, so I'll be filling you in on the most casual servers that you should be playing on. Now, the first server I'll be going over is the Iowa server. Now, there are actually 4 of these, but I prefer Iowa 2. Now, I'm starting off with Iowa first because I definitely think it's the best of both worlds. Not only does it have a huge player base on it, but you will also get a super casual experience while you're playing on this server. This will usually be my go-to backup server for when my main server just isn't working, whether that be the games are too sweaty or it's just super laggy. And to be honest, I've actually never had a bad experience playing on this server. Now, the most casual server I have ever found is the Dallas server. Dallas isn't too far away from me, but sometimes I will experience a little bit of lag, unlike the Iowa server, and I have heard various opinions about this server. It is usually 50-50. I've seen that half of the players that try this server say that it was the hardest server they've ever played on, and I've also seen the other players who try this who say it was the easiest experience that they've ever had. So honestly, at the end of the day, you really just have to try this server out for yourself. The next server to consider playing on if you want good teammates is hands down the Tokyo server. Again, there are quite a lot of these Tokyo servers, but I prefer Tokyo GCE 1. Many players also agree with me on this statement. When you play on Tokyo, it feels like a completely different experience with your teammates. Everybody's using good communication, whether that is text chat or using their pings. Everybody's staying together, nobody's running off in some random direction. And on top of all of that, I actually feel like I'm the one being carried instead of having to carry my 2 other teammates. The experience overall is just wild, and I definitely recommend giving this server a try because I usually experience 0 to just minimal lag when I play, and the teammates I get on these servers is really a night and day difference. Now, the 3 servers that I just went over are, in my opinion, the best 3 servers out there. However, I do have some honorable mentions because, these aren't the only 3 servers out there, but I do think that they are the best, but they're not the only servers out there that are good to play on. First, starting off with Belgium, this is going to be the EU equivalent to the Iowa server. Next, we have the dreaded Sao Paulo server. This server is just straight up cursed at this point. On most days that you load into this server, half the lobby will be like NPC bot players. The other half of players are either going to be Wraith TTVs who are only in this lobby for those NPC-like players, and you're also going to have the occasional aimbot and strike pack user, but most of the time when I do play on this server, it is incredibly easy. However, you are definitely handicapped if you decide to play on this server. It is extremely laggy, so that kind of balances everything out. You're going to get a super easy match, but you're also going to get rubber banded every 5 seconds. And lastly, we have Oregon 2, which is my home server, and Virginia 2, and these are basically just alternatives to the Iowa server. And with all that being said, thank you guys all so much for watching this video. Definitely consider subscribing if you want to see more content like this. And for those of you who have subscribed, whether that be right now or a year ago or 5 years ago, thank you guys so much for continuing to support the channel. Have a great rest of your day, everyone, and I'll see you all around later. Bye, guys.